What is up, Pawn family? It's Yigal. I'm here back in the original office where the Pawn Leader started. I just want to get on this live with you and share something that happened today and a conversation I was having with somebody that I thought was very, very productive. And this morning I got on the Pawn Planner webinar. I was teaching people how to get the Pawn Planner, how to use it. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's the Pawn Planner. And we were talking about communication, and the question was, how do you communicate with people if they get defensive, especially during these times that people are, a little bit anxious and people are overwhelmed and whatever those things is. And so if you're watching this, let me know so I can see. Just write a comment so I can see that you guys can see me and hear me. Okay. So this person asked me, like, how do I communicate with my team? How do I communicate with my clients during these times? People are anxious, overwhelmed, and what do I do? So we first talked about how to communicate. And the first thing to communication is clarity. You have to have as much clarity as possible. Hey, Caleb, thanks, man. You have to have as much clarity as possible in order to communicate what you want, especially during these times. Make sure that before you communicate what you're going to communicate, you write it out, you think it through. You don't just blurt it and say it, because people are a little bit more sensitive today than they have been in the past, right? As it is, as humans, we're sensitive, and you want to make sure that you are saying things correctly and you are saying things where the person's going to get the information, as opposed to get angry and take it home and take it a different way. Right? So with that said, what's up, Alan? Thanks for being on. With that said, make sure that you have clarity. Okay? Know what you're going to say. And if you've never seen the peanut butter and jelly sandwich video, you got to check it out. It's basically a father getting direction from his kids about how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And they tell him, put peanut butter on top of the bread. So the father gets the piece of bread, or this is like the white part, and he puts it on the crust. He's like, well, that's the top of the bread. You're not clear enough. And this goes on for like 15 minutes until they finally understand the way you need to explain something. And this is the way you need to explain stuff today to your team as much as possible. Second thing is, you have to make sure that there's self-responsibility. What do I mean by that? That, I had the podcast with the author of QBQ, Question Behind the Question. And we talked about self-responsibility and letting people know that it's not about me blaming you. It's about, like, how do I make this situation better and what needs to happen to make this better? It's not why me. So many people say why me, as opposed to saying, how do I make this better and what needs to happen so that the situation becomes easier or better? So you have to ask yourself that question as well. How do I communicate something so that people ask the question how and what instead of why, right? So you might preface the conversation. Hey guys, we're gonna have a conversation today, and I don't want you to take things personally. This is just the way things are. So when I ask this question, I want you to ask the question to yourself, how can we make the situation easier, faster, better, cleaner, whatever that is, or what needs to happen to make this process or procedure better than it has before? And if you preface a conversation with what's going to happen, then kind of you've set rules to the conversation. Right? You're not just saying this conversation is going to be open and I'm going to talk about whatever you want. We're going to talk about what needs to be spoken about. Okay? So for those of you joining us, we are talking about communication. I'll put that banner here. Check it out. That's so cool. And so that's key, right? Making sure that people know that when you're communicating with them, it's not about blame, but it's about making the situation better. You might think that. They might not think that with the situation that's happening. Third thing, you've got to over-communicate with your clients. Think about this. Think that you're a person who has their diamond wedding ring at the pawn shop, and you're hearing about everything closing, and you're like, oh my God, my diamond wedding ring. But there's so much going on in your life that you're not making a phone call, right? To see if the pawn shop's open. Now, some of you are posting things on Facebook and on Instagram, but the truth is that not everybody's seeing that communication. Because if you have 1,000 followers on Facebook and you do a live like this, maybe 100 people will see it. Especially because you're not going live often enough. the more live you go, the better reach that you have, and that's the truth. So you've got to communicate to your clients through text message, through calls, through website, through Google, through wherever it is that you can communicate. Let them know what's happening. Let them know that you're going to be open tomorrow from 10 to 3. Let them know that you're not shut down. Let them know that their stuff is safe. Let them know that if you're going to close down, that they can pick up their stuff, within the next 3 days, whatever that is, right? So make sure that you're over communicating and not under communicating. That's super important, guys. Super important. Because, let me close this window. Because you think that you're saying something, you think that you're communicating to somebody, but they're not getting the message, right? Thank you so much, Rachel. Rachel says, you're helping us so much. Thank you for your support. I'm here for you, and welcome to the mastermind. I love it that you're in there. You've got to make sure that they hear it over and over again, because think about it, right? They're on their cell phone and they're hearing communication and they're seeing 50,000 videos, so much content. They're at home and they forget what you said. That's the truth. As humans, we forget the communication that we just got. I was walking up the stairs and then my wife said something. I had to kind of pause, go back and be like, what did you just say? I forgot. That's how our minds work. We're so busy with stuff. So remember to consistently communicate to your clients. And if you're not doing that, you're just going to instill so much fear into them that they're going to be upset when you close down. They're going to be upset that they were charged more interest. They're going to be upset that they didn't know. Whatever it is, they're just going to be upset, and you don't want that. So over communicate. And for those of you who say, I don't like Facebook Live, or I don't like doing this, I don't like that, I'm really sorry. In order to get a six-pack, you got to go to the gym and you've got to use the weights. You're already on Facebook. All of you are sharing posts and news and vote and check out this video and check out that video. So you're already on the platform. You might as well click go live. Your first one's going to be crappy. Your second one's going to be crappy. Your third one's going to be crappier. But little by little, you're going to get better and better. And it's like going to the gym. You can go to the gym. Now you can go to the gym, but when you could go to the gym, it's going to take time to get six-pack abs. You have to use the weights. You've got to use the machines. You can't just show up at the gym. And that's what a lot of you guys are doing, right? Like you're just showing up to Facebook without putting in the work, or email or text message. You're getting all the information, but you're not doing the work necessary to be able to communicate what you need to communicate, to your team. So, or to your clients, excuse me. So, and the crazy part is that you've got so much time on your hands right now, a lot of you, that somebody said a comment to me today that was flexibility can be the gateway to complacency. And if you're a little bit more flexible right now, you can be really complacent, but you shouldn't. You should hit harder right now. If you're open, you should hit your marketing harder. If you are open, you should make more phone calls. You should be texting more. I don't care what it costs, 7 cents. Get the word out there and let people know that you're open. Some of you fought to be open with the governor and the mayor and the police department. You guys are fighting to be open, yet you're still expecting just people to walk in. So make sure that you over communicate with your team. Make sure that you're over communicating with your clients. Make sure that you're over communicating with your family, and make sure that you're over communicating with yourself. Super important to communicate with yourself as well. What I mean by that is journal, write, read, pray if that's what gets you going. Take some time to be a leader and lead with clarity, because if not, things are going to fall apart when things get busier. So thanks for joining me. If you guys have a question, please, I'm open to the questions. I'm going to show these. Caleb says, hey, Yigal. Alan says, hello, Yigal. Thanks, guys, for being here. Caleb says, great advice about to go live. Good. Go live, man. Super important. And that's it for me at the moment. I've got a phone call in a little bit, so I'm going to get ready for that. Love you all, and we'll take care soon. And this is also not the time to isolate yourself. This is not the time to retreat as a leader. The mastermind is growing. The mastermind is there to serve you. The mastermind is really up-leveling, what they're doing for each other. If you want to talk about the mastermind, let me know. Shoot me a comment. Israel says, thank you for trying to give us weights for our gym. I have grown thanks to you. Brother, thank you so much. Thanks for watching and listening. I really appreciate that comment, Israel. Thank you. And yeah, guys. So have an amazing day. Happy Friday. You'll probably see me go live again, and it'll be about something else to help you guys through this situation. All right. So take care. And remember to communicate. Over communicate. It's never enough communication. Take care.